This sound like Mike Blank.
You are now tuned in.
You are now tuned in
To the Vicious and Delicious Podcast.
Hey man, turn my shit up. Ooh, this shit about to be crazy.
Let's get it. Hey, yo, tune in or get the fuck out.
That's my weekly yum yum.
Hell no.
Alright, let's start the damn show.
Live from the Pleasure Palace, this is the Vicious and Delicious Podcast. I'm myself, the essence of excellence, Mr. Blackstone. Of course, I got my podcast partner in crime, the unstoppable Mr. Big Rob. How the folks, Big Rob?
You know the fucking vibe. It's your man, Big Rob, a.k.a. the Excessive Overload.
Yes, sir.
A.k.a. Racist Voorhees.
Yes, sir.
A.k.a. the Prince of Park Estates.
Yes, sir.
A.k.a. the Sneaker Goats.
Ewins.
Patrick Ewins today. A.k.a. the Elon Musk of EBT cars.
EBT.
The illegitimate son of Morris Day, because my mama had that jungle love. The Pied Piper of PPP loans and all my shit's forgiven, nigga.
Forgive him.
A.k.a. the human Newport, because even if they ban me, niggas are still gonna fuck with me.
In the long way.
A.k.a. Reverend Jackson, because I preach something for the paper, like a Creflo Dollar.
Creflo Dollar bill.
And last, and certainly not least, the world famous cannabis collector.
This is like on the...
And as you can see, we are not alone this week.
Yeah, we got a special guest for y'all today, man. Welcome to the show. We got Nerdz Life here, a.k.a. Mr. Raheem Roman Jr. He's actually a special guest today. He's going to be here to give us the rundown on some anime news, anime information, all things Nerd Life. So think of it as a extra super extended version of Nerdz Homies United.
There you go, yeah. With an anime expert. I know somebody out there don't want to hear that, but an actual anime expert.
I don't know if I call myself an expert, though. I try to keep myself humble at all times.
Yeah, but we don't do that here, so you're an anime expert.
You be humble, we'll build you up for you, too.
Right.
All right.
No,
But seriously, welcome to the show.
Anime lover aficionado. Nerd Life, tell everybody, let everybody know about you, give people a rundown. Who are you, what you do?
And how to get those glasses.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, personally, with the shades, I honestly just saw an ad on TikTok and thought, this would be nice, but I'm not paying no $60 for no shades. So I just went on Amazon. I just went on Amazon and got them for $30. And black and red are my color scheme, so I was pretty lucky for them to glow red. Especially, I get to control it out. You get a whole app. You get to show a bunch of different shapes, sizes, different glitches with the glasses. Type out whatever you want it to say. I've done it a few times on my TikTok for skits and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Not to age ourselves, but back in my day, that used to just be a belt buckle.
I remember that in high school. I remember that.
Class of 2000.
Yeah.
No, damn, that really old.
Yeah.
And tell me about it. Some of my favorite things of turning 20, and I was like, wait a minute, I could have sworn this came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first Fast and Furious came out in 2000, something like that.
2001, yeah.
Was it 99?
Like 2001, yeah.
2001?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Back when we were still about street racing.
I think that's back when Vin Diesel started hairline.
Yeah.
Nerdz Life, man. So tell us everybody watching, how'd you get started, man? So tell us about your platform, what you're doing, and kind of give us a rundown on, your upbringing and stuff like that. Give us your bias.
Yeah. Alright, well, originally started off with like a 5-man group, like RWC World, stuff like that, a group of friends and stuff, but we're pretty great at being lazy, so one day I just finally said, let me just go ahead and get this started. I made something super silly. I think it was called like Nerds vs. Ghettos. I'm thinking now, it did not make any sense at all as a skit. It made a lot of sense as a kid when I made it, but now I probably should get it removed before I get canceled 30 years from now. Yeah. But anyway, I just started getting started, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I'm loving this anime stuff, so let me hop in on this, and then afterwards I started just making a YouTube channel talking about animes, and I learned that I had a nice skill for like making edits. I wouldn't say I'm the best. I still have a lot to learn because I just started this maybe a few months ago. But like I did music for several years, so whenever I hear music, I see like anime scenes or like a cool movie scene that I can make up.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can make something out of this. So that's when I started doing TikToks and stuff like that. So for the most part on YouTube, I make skits, talk about anime, talk about movies that come out and stuff like that. And on TikTok, I like to make nice short skits or anime edits, and I also stream on Twitch too. So that's pretty much the short gist of what I pretty much do on YouTube and stuff like that. It's doing pretty decent. I got about, I want to say 2.43K on YouTube, 15.4K on TikTok.
Oh, that's good. Shit,
And just 60 followers on Twitch. It's a lot harder on Twitch to get attention because nobody wants to transfer over. I'm bad like that too, because
They want to stick on one platform.
yeah, like I'll be like, that's a cool dude right there. Yeah, go follow me on YouTube.
I'm good.
I'd rather just keep scrolling to see what you got on here. I don't want to do anything with that. I'm not that invested yet. So.
Yeah, all right, that kind of a quick commitment yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. They ain't committed yet. I have fans, but they're not the super committed. Like, oh, what's next? Stuff. I would like to get to that point.
Yeah, in due time.
It happens.
Yeah, eventually, it will get there. All I know is that my brain is just wrapped around this news about the new trailer for Tekken 8. Have y'all seen it yet?
Actually, yes.
So that was the basically. I mean, if you saw it, it looked like cinematic.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if gameplay footage, but yeah.
They said it didn't say actual gameplay.
Well, I don't know if it was actual gameplay, but I know like the scenes where they're talking, they said that was like actual cutscenes, I believe.
Yeah, so it was like it was Jin fighting Kazuya, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like, have you seen the new Street Fighter?
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6 looks hot too?
Yeah, but it look, I mean, as far as the graphic quality, it's kind of looking a little better than Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter is going for a whole graffiti motif.
Yeah.
With a lot of splashy colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Side note, the pressure's on the other round.
Oh yeah. So Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm pretty excited about that.
So you a big Tekken player?
Or Injustice 3. But I digress. Yeah.
What's funny is that I'm a big fan of quite a few fighting games, but
Same.
my starting route was on Street Fighter only because I had on PS2 I had a game called Capcom Classic Collection, and it had like 6 different versions of Street Fighter 2.
It was Street Fighter 2, Turbo, Championship Edition, World Warrior.
Yep, exactly.
I haven't seen it.
You know what I'm talking about. Then I played another game called like Final Fight, and then like 1983 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So one day I had enough money to get like a newer Street Fighter game, and so Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition had been out for a while. So I bought that, and I thought it was pretty great. I sucked at it.
Was it 4?
Yeah, it was 4. Yeah. And I sucked at it because it was not like a typical Ultimate Ninja Storm Naruto game where I could just press one button and do combos. Then I want to say about 6 months after I bought that, Street Fighter Cross Tekken was announced, and I was like, "Oh, is Tekken a new fighting game?" And most of my friends looked at me like,
You're that young.
"The heck is a new fighting game?" And then I realized, like, yeah, they've been here since the PS1 era and have been going strong. And so that's when I bought Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Realized that Tekken is pretty dope. But I didn't want to buy a brand new one because, again, I'm a kid in high school. I don't have much money.
Right.
You know, parents were.
Exactly. So instead of buying like Tekken 6, which was the hottest one at the moment, I went back and bought Tekken 4 because it was like $2 or $3 at GameStop back when their prices made sense. And,
When dinosaurs were on the earth.
Exactly.
And the stock was bad.
Yeah. Eventually I liked it, and I was like, well, let me go ahead and try 6. Loved 6. Favorite character is Devil Jin. Now, most people are going to look at it and be like, oh, this guy shoots lasers off. No, I actually do combos, and it throws people off when I actually do combos.
He's saying
the cheap stuff.
Yeah, I don't do the cheap stuff. If you start punking out and stay away, then I'm going to shoot lasers to prove a point.
Yeah.
So what my man is saying is he lactose intolerance, no cheese.
Pretty much. Then Tekken Tag Tournament 2 got announced.
Nice.
That's when I learned how to play good on Tekken. And then I made sure when Tekken 7 came out, bought it instantly on release. Then I had a buddy of mine mention, like, oh, if you like these games, you might like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear, because Dragon Ball FighterZ was announced with Team Red. And I was like, okay, let me try these out. And ever since then, I've been a big fan of quite a few fighting games. I definitely would probably put Street Fighter as my top favorite because it was my starting point.
Right.
Is fighting games your favorite game to stream?
Lately, I've been doing a lot of Destiny, mostly because they're always coming out with new content. So
Yeah, when did Destiny come out? Are you Destiny 1 or 2?
I've done both, but I stream 2 right now.
Yeah, but they're still making content
For this
Yeah.
2.
But they came out in 2010? I mean, Destiny 2 was like 2000...
I was gonna say 15.
I want to say 14, 15, yeah.
But it's almost like it's like the Street Fighter 5
Yeah,
open world shooting game.
yeah. Like at first they released the game with like 2 expansions, and it was decent. It wasn't the same as D1, but like later on they finally started like adding more expansions, building the game up more, which it should have been like a good starting point from the last game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what happened in between. But anyway, right now it's like in a Fortnite mode where like every few months there's like a new season pass. But at least that season pass comes with a story, so you're not just playing the same stuff
like
over and over.
They're building onto something.
Yeah, they're building onto stuff, and then like their major expansions would be like an extra $40 something. I think I dropped 200 or 300 on Destiny alone.
At this point,
Yeah.
You're invested.
I'm invested. Plus, my friends played. The only reason I played the first one was because my friends like, "Oh, bro, I'm going to play. This is going to be the Halo of PlayStation." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. I guess I'll buy it since you guys are buying it." Because I didn't at that point in time. I didn't have a lot of games to play with them.
Yeah.
So, and that was my first person shooter game, and that's when I found out I'm pretty darn good at first person shooter games.
I always found out the opposite. I fucking sucked up.
I mean, like, I sucked at first. Like, my first Destiny montage I made would take, like, seconds to make, because all my best clips were me killing 1 or 2 people within 5 seconds. And I thought that was the best I was going to get. But then eventually got to a point where I'd quick-scope people. Or sometimes, without even thinking, I'd look at somebody and, like, pull the trigger and get a headshot sniper.
Shit.
That was back in D1 when their PvP was top tier on the PvP on D2 is okay, nowhere near D1, but it's still decent.
It's more like doing missions with people now.
Yeah. A lot more co-op focused missions, but PvP is still a big thing. I think at one point, I looked at my stats, in a specific mode called Clash, I was like in the top either 13,000 or 130,000 players.
That's not the 6 leg. That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's like, cause I think Destiny 2 has like what, millions of players
Millions.
online all day.
All
Every
the
day.
time.
So yeah, to break that, it's pretty good.
Yeah. That was like probably one of my biggest flex back when I joined the military. That was like the only big flex I had. Like, I'm the top 13,000. It's like, okay, there's millions of players. Yeah, and you below me. That's all you do.
I'm elite. Like, what you got to say?
Yeah, exactly. And then what's fun on top of that is that like people would be scoping out the best guns with the best perks. I was like, I like this gun and I'm gonna use it. I didn't really look at the perks. If it just felt right, I used it. I didn't focus on any of the stats or anything like that.
Customization, trying to make it look pretty. And
Yeah. Lately though,
different skins.
Lately though, I had to focus more on it because there'd be some perks that would do something ridiculously dumb, and they'd be across the field and be like, I just looked at you and you died, and I was like, what perk is that? And he's like, oh, you don't got the one perk that negates it or whatever. And I'm like, I guess I gotta start farming for this crap too. So
you're gonna grind this up and level it up.
Welcome to the world of microtransactions.
There you go.
Like,
you like that? That's only $5. Oh, that's only $10. It's only $15.
There's only a few games that I would let get away with microtransactions, like Warframe. I don't know if y'all played that before.
I've heard it. That's the one where everybody's like a cybernetic psychic kind of thing. They're like, I don't know what to call them.
I pretty much call them space ninja pirates.
Yeah.
They're pretty much space ninja pirates for the most part, and it's pretty darn great. When it first came out, it was quite confusing.
It's free to play too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's free to play.
I mean, you ads so you can get
I don't think there's any ads in Warframe.
I mean, like stuff you can add to it. Like,
add to it. Okay, yeah.
Add on.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, like at first, it was pretty confusing because all the missions were like all over the place. I didn't know where to go. I ended up getting murked with ease because I didn't know the level of that area. But now they have like a legit story with cinematic cutscenes. they've done things not even Destiny has done yet. Destiny, you can't even fight in space yet. Like, you can't even use your ship to fight nobody. Warframe did it Star Trek style, where you can have like 4 people in one ship, one drives, a couple people are on gunners, one person can leave the ship, invade other enemy ships. It's dope.
It's fire.
Fire photon missiles.
Exactly, yeah. You can do that and shoot a big proton laser straight through one-shotting the other ships. So
Oh man, that's dope.
Warframe is one of those games where I'm like, shut up and take my money.
I got turned on today while watching Death Battle. That's how I figured out about it. You see the one with the ninja guy versus
It was Excalibur.
yeah, and he was against buddy from Metal Gear.
Raiden?
Right, yeah.
I feel like Raiden may have won that. I don't know who, I didn't see the fight.
Oh, he said the guy from Warframe was way overpowered.
Really? Oh man,
He's like God level stuff he was doing.
that's dope. Oh wow, that's awesome. I kind of stopped watching death battles after, like, there's a few of them where I was like,
Yeah, man.
that
Bullshit.
don't make sense. Yeah, like I saw one with like Kirby versus Kid Buu, and it was like, oh, Kirby shot Boo with his own thing, and I was like, he did that in the anime though, and he came back from that. He only died from the spirit bomb because it like purified everything of him. His own attack is not gonna kill him.
I don't know. Kirby has some of that Toon Force stuff going for him.
Yeah,
He just does
Toon Force. That's a good one.
impossible things like
Yeah.
like his, I don't know, the stomach or whatever he inhales people into is like an endless void or something.
Yeah.
So, there was some kind of reason they gave for it.
I don't know what it was. All I know is that from what I saw, it just looked like he sucked it up and then like shot it back at him, and then that killed him. Then I saw another one with Ben 10 versus Green Lantern, and the way that he won was super dumb because they contradicted themselves literally later after Green Lantern won. They were like, oh man, he chopped off Ben 10's arm. Then 5 seconds later, they're like, yeah, the Omni trick literally changes to something to prevent that from happening. So if his arm was going to get chopped off to where he loses the watch, he would have turned to Diamond Head, and then he wouldn't be able to cut through it.
With protect yourself.
Exactly. Or turn to Alien X and be like, let me rewind time where you don't exist or something. Like,
I think half the battle of death battles is actually in the comment section.
Pretty
People go there and like, nah, that doesn't make sense. Or, nah, what about this feat? That not even makes
exactly.
sense.
Like, I've seen Mario versus Sonic. They did 2 different ones. One where Mario won for some reason. Like, he had a lightning power, and he's like, he can go light speed. But they're showing, like, video game of him going, like, hella slow, and I'm like, that ain't no damn light speed. What are you talking about?
You think about any of the stuff like the Archie comic? Sonic's untouched.
Like Sonic Adventures and shit like that.
So you're like, you remember the Archie comics?
Yeah.
Like back in the early, like 98?
Yeah, at the height of Sonic Mania and shit, yeah.
Like the stuff he would do there, like, yeah, it was just world breaking kind of stuff.
Did he like turn back time or something?
He probably had.
I think so. All I know is that I didn't know anything about the comics until later on. People started talking about Sonic versus Goku. And I didn't know how powerful Sonic was because I was going off of video games where anything he touches would make him lose all the rings and kill him.
Right. Knock the rings at him.
Exactly. But then they were like, oh yeah, Sonic did this once and he was in his normal form. And I was like, what the? Why is this not in the video games? And then I read a few comics and I started realizing, like, there's a lot more characters in this Sonic universe that they are not using in the video games.
Oh yeah, there's a lot better stuff. Like we first, like even the comic books, it was like one thing we had to go because they used to have them at the grocery store like every week.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I had to pick up the next. I was usually on time to get the next one in line. So they did a lot of stuff first in the comic. Like the first time you got Mecha Knuckles.
Wow, that sounds cool.
That was in the comic book. First time you got the Super Sonic, Super Knuckles, Super Tails, even Super Sally. They
did use Super Sally.
You ever watched? I don't know if you might have missed it, but they had like the show, not the real cartoony one, but the one where they had like what's her real name?
Julia White.
Julia White did the voice.
We did the voice on both shows. It was like the Adventures of Sonic was kind of.
It was more serious.
It was like a serious freedom fighter one.
Yeah.
And then like the cartoon came on like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it was more about the game.
Yeah.
But the kind of more serious one, most of those characters just passed over to the book.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think the cartoon one that's based off the game is Sonic Boom, and the more serious one was Sonic X, if I remember.
Alright, because it was on franchise.
Yeah. They basically did a comic for every iteration of Sonic. Like,
yeah.
When they first started, it was like the game stuff, and they kind of made the stuff from the show, and then they just added other stuff, and then they kind of went their own way, added new characters that are not even part of the games, and some of those feature
exclusive,
Yeah. He's getting another show. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like Sonic Prime or something like
Have you
that.
seen the new game?
Sonic Frontier.
Actually, it's pretty good.
I'm excited for it. A lot of people are like upset because like this looks empty and like nothing to do in there. At first, I was like, yeah, it seems kind of empty, but I don't know. Call me a Sonic dick rider, but like I enjoy most Sonic games, even the 2006 version that everybody hates.
Yeah.
I know somebody who
I played all those games.
I actually enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like was
The camera.
The camera was a little wonky at times, but
nauseating.
yeah, but like what some of the powers were broken, like game breaking. Like there was one where you could shrink, and you were like invulnerable. Nobody can hit you.
Nobody touch you. Yeah.
And then for some reason, it gave you infinite jump as well. So I would just be flying through the missions, not even realizing it. I only found it out by accident because I fell off a cliff and I just kept pressing jump, and I was like, "Is this what?"
You fucking glitches or something. Yeah.
It's like, is this all these extra powers just pointless now? The slow down time, the super speed, the disco dance that summons a tornado for some reason. I was like, man, all these shoes are pointless. I'll just put on these purple ones and just infinite jump my way to the emerald. Like,
Man, which Sonic game was it? Because I've been like so many Sonic.
that one was just called
The
Sonic the
Colors?
Hedgehog.
Oh, just the.
In 2006, he actually died in that one.
Ugh.
He got stabbed in the back by like some shadow.
That's the one I want to Wii.
I think a lot of them were on Wii.
I know Sonic Unleashed was on Wii.
Yeah.
What was the one where you had the sword?
That's Sonic
The Princess something?
Knights and the Sacred Ring.
The Dark Knight? You like Dark Knight?
That's bad. No.
I don't think I played that one, but I do know which one you're talking about. But yeah, Sonic dies and then he comes back to life from this princess kissing him, and that's the only thing I didn't like. Was a human kissing Sonic. So I was like, that seems
furry-ish.
Yeah,
weird. Yeah, I was like, that wasn't
No offense to the
necessary.
furry community.
And then Amy's just sitting there
No
like,
judgment.
like not saying nothing. I'm like, Amy, that's your man right there. You just gonna let her do that? Like, come on,
You want
man.
to pull her hair out of it?
That's when your face up. Keep it funky. You got to.
Yeah, something. You gotta do something.
Speaking of game, have you ever tried to get into like the retro part of the game? I know being you're kind of in the younger generation, but
Yeah.
so
Here's
retro.
the real question. What do you consider a retro game?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Like, let's say like retro system game. Like
Yeah, or retro console, yeah.
Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo.
I knew my mom owned a Nintendo 64, and I would play the original Jaws, Duck Hunt, Mario Bros. I would play those three.
Mario 64?
Yeah. Mario 64. I remember...
Games like that.
Man,
Classic.
my mom was super proud of that, because she's not much of a gamer, but she knew a lot about that Mario game. She'd be like, son, watch this. And she would like duck on a block and then somehow be behind the field, and I'm like, what the crap is this?
Oh, you're talking about Mario 3.
No, it was a
That was
weird...
Mario 64?
Yeah, there was a weird one in 64, yeah.
Oh,
And she didn't know about that one on 3 on the Game Boy, which threw me the hell off. I was like, what the... I thought I was a game expert in this house. How do you know about you just skipped 4 worlds in 2 seconds.
How did you find the whistle?
Yeah, how did you find the whistle?
Was it a flute or a whistle?
That random tornado just pick you up.
I go all the way to the last level.
Yeah.
Exactly. You aged me in 2 seconds.
What was that one level? The pipe level, the pipe land. Nobody ever wanted to go on that one because it was irritating.
I never got past it.
I could do it, but I hated it because they had that one level where you had to like either you just got the thing, the P, or you just kept on dodging. You probably got it. It was all just a little chopper thing going.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. That was pretty annoying.
Yeah.
I think my favorite world was, it was World 4 because everything was giant.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I don't know why, but...
That in the water world because you can get the frog suit.
Yeah, I love the frog suit.
And the Tanuki. Frog suit, Tanuki suit, and then the Hammer Brother suit was the best one.
That was definitely a classic. Seems like the Mario games tend to never fail.
They got a good system there.
Which makes me feel... I'm more Team Sonic, but I know they're not up in every game. Some games are a hit and miss. Like Sonic Boom, I was like, what is this?
I just didn't like the way it looked. I know it's like redesign people's look. But I think Sonic, because usually with Sonic, it's not like Mario where it's always the creator, having something to do with the game.
Yeah.
Right.
With Sonic, it's like it's a different crew every time. Almost.
Pretty much, yeah. So they always want to do something new, which I commend them for that. Like, they want to do something new. They don't want
Mario's a character, Sonic's a property.
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
Pretty much. Because I know I like Sonic Unleashed. For some reason, the Sonic fans at first, they did not like it. But then, years later, they realized it wasn't that bad and was pretty darn good.
You mean a group of hardcore fans shit on something?
Oh, man, yeah.
That's never happened.
They like shit. Because he came out, like I said, Sonic has done everything at this point.
Yeah.
Even more than Mario.
Honestly, yeah. Like, my favorite game, I still play it to this day with my son, is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity.
That
was dope.
Classic.
I like the racing game. So.
Yeah. Sega All-Star Racing.
Yeah, All-Star Racing.
And then they did All-Star Racing Transform right after Mario Kart 7 when they started transforming their karts and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think Sonic did
I like
better.
Sonic better, yeah. I can get a guy from Grace Test.
yeah. Like, it was a lot cooler in the Sonic Racing game, but I feel like Mario's pretty much perfected their formula and they just know what to add after that. And I like
they're like Coke.
Yeah.
The dream.
People T-Zero.
I didn't even think about that.
But yeah, people are going there just because it's Mario. And it might be, like I said, the other game, the Sonic game is better, but nobody cares because it's Mario.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Definitely.
For Nintendo way.
The Nintendo faith.
Pretty much.
I used to be like that, so I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad out there,
System bias.
I don't even know a bad Mario. Well, I mean, there's some Mario games that I just didn't care for, like Mario Tennis. So I was like, I don't.
Yeah. All the sports games kind of like. I mean, it's fun if you have a bunch of friends over, but
yeah,
it's not really one player thing.
Sonic, Mario Golf and all. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mario Party, that was fun.
Oh, parties, yeah.
Oh man, nothing better than griefing your friends.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Definitely a quick way to lose a friendship.
Or
the blue shell in Mario Kart.
Oh yeah. That is a friendship all the time.
That is a widowmaker.
I definitely learned after a while playing on the Wii, I'd always be in first place, but then I wouldn't be too far ahead because whenever I see a blue shell get thrown, drop myself to second place, and then my friend would pass and be like, "I thought you was winning." I'm like, "I'm about to soon." Then boom, blows him up. I just drive right past him like nothing happened.
Right, that's smart.
This is better than the first Mario Kart when you had those game ending, basically you can cut half the track if you knew how to do this certain thing.
Yeah, that's back when there's
On Super Nintendo.
back when there's software.
Knew all the shortcuts.
Yeah.
Bastard. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Flash
Of course, the older games. It's not like they can get constant updates like current games do nowadays. Where if something like that happened, they an invisible roadblock or something.
Game glitched in 1997.
Yeah, you can't go back and fix it.
Yeah,
Can't do an update.
That's it right
Can't
there.
update firmware.
Which I guess that was one great thing that was about older games. At least they worked.
Yeah,
you could find something that break it, but it worked all the time.
Yeah.
That reminds me
Yeah,
of...
they had to do testing and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That reminds me of when Devil May Cry 3 came out. Apparently, when the original one came out in America, the normal mode in America was the super hard version in Japan. So they were like, so they had to remake it. Pretty much just change the difficulty.
I just got the HD remix on 360, and you started losing to each other. Hey, do you want me to switch it to the easy mode for you? I see you getting burnt a lot, so go ahead and
What's that?
That sucks. So it'll make it easy when you get through the game.
I'm actually glad you brought that up. It made me think of something.
Yeah.
This is a question for everybody.
Okay.
Your favorite old school video game glitch?
Favorite glitch? Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I might have two that kind of shows my bias towards sports games a little bit. But Tecmo Bo Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to think that one.
Yeah, one.
Oh, but that glitch idea is just made him too good.
They just made him too
I
good.
only know that because of Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't be touched, hard to get.
That, the corner shot, also Family. Corner
Family
shot,
Guy, yeah.
the corner shot, double dribble.
Just watched that.
Yeah. And let's see another one. The fucking Infinite Ball Breaker on Mortal Kombat 2.
I don't remember that game.
It's what you basically just do Johnny Cage. He do split the entire fight,
And there's no.
you can't block it.
Oh man, that sounds.
And he even worked on the female characters
There's no
too.
recovery, so you just don't get hit.
I'd be devastated. I wouldn't want to play with
You know, one of my favorite ones was when the first Pokemon on
Game Boy?
on Game Boy came out, and then you would do that little glitch, and you get the little. Basically, it's a glitch.
Yeah.
The glitch Pokemon. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I do know. I never got it, but
And then they end up just making him a real legit Pokemon.
Yeah.
What was it called? It was like not Arrow or Eero. It had a funny name, but actually just didn't mess up the spelling. Maybe it was just a glitch, but he was like he had 99, he couldn't be hurt.
Dang.
Or then like get Mew. There's a way to glitch it out where you can get hit.
Yeah.
Get her, it. I'm not sure. They.
Them, yeah.
I'm not sure.
We're pronoun friendly here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's asexual or not. But it used to be fun, and everybody was trading on, and then like you had to have money because most people had the game, but they didn't have where you could play the little compatible thing.
Yeah, like the little chords.
Yeah, that was so annoying. Oh man.
Oh man, you was born in a great time because I remember one, you couldn't play the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, you couldn't play it in the dark.
Yeah, I had to have that
little
flashlight. My mom bought me that, and then the SP came out where it came attached with the light and could flip up, so it's easier to hide and
They had like the one with the better controls. Just put up. It had so many peripherals, and it had like the camera, the printer. That was really what Nintendo really known for all the peripherals.
Pretty much.
What a time to be alive.
Oh man.
I think there was only like maybe one's a glitch.
Power
The
pad.
other one was like a trick that
The power pad, yeah.
I had a glitch in one of my Pokemon games where one day I was playing Pokemon Emerald like super hardcore because I was trying to get all the Pokemon. And one day I was playing with it in the shower. I'm hanging outside the shower, but the rest of my body was in the shower. Yeah, I wasn't just sitting there being an idiot, but like I made sure to play it out the shower. And one day,
take a bath?
nah. My mom was like, "You're too old for that," and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm not allowed to do that."
Well, I know what I'll do.
Exactly. I'm gonna figure it out around this.
Right.
But I guess Steam got it and messed up the game, and it freaked out, and I started freaking out. So I cut it back on, and it was working just fine. So then one day I go to the PC unit that has all your Pokemon. For some reason I see
Pokedex or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much where all your Pokemon are, and I see like I don't know how many Pokemon. I'm going to say randomly 600. There were 600 eggs in my thing, and I was so confused on what was going on. And so I pick up an egg, but nothing got picked up. And then I switched the egg with nothing that was in my hand. And then I put it in my party, come back to the box, another egg was cloned. Somehow I glitched the game to where I was able to clone Pokemon, clone eggs, and each egg was every single Pokemon at level 100.
Oh, man.
I don't know how that happened. So, like, I remember one time I went into a fight.
3 days later, the sun shines at his door. You come with us, please.
Pretty much. I found my friend and had a full team Rayquaza, and he was like, "How'd you get 6 Rayquazas, bro?" Trade secret, I can't tell you. You want one? I got like 20 more. I can make 20 more. He's like, "We can make them."
Oh man, you should have said. I'll trade them to sell them.
Oh man, but
actually, since Big Rob, since we're talking about glitches, there is a glitch that I've never seen anybody else do. I've never even seen anybody talk about it. It's not a very, it's an obscure game.
Yeah.
So I want to say it was either Super Nintendo or just Sega, like the Genesis. There was a game called Miss Pac-Man Turbo or something like that.
Yeah.
So one time, it was like level 5 or something. There's only one level you can do it. Only one level you did it. So in this game, you can grief the other person because if you bump into them, they you just push them to the other direction. So we're sitting there playing, and like on accident, me and my brother bump each other, and they bump together, and then a baby Pac-Man popped out.
Y'all bumped uglies.
Yeah, basically. He was like, "Did you see that?" Like, yeah. And like, I've never seen anybody say they could do it everywhere. And even now, they're like, I don't think I ever seen anybody even knew about it.
Right. That's like, you definitely wish you had a camera back then.
Oh man, that's like
crazy.
And they were like, we were just trying to reenact every time we was on that level. So just do this, boop, and see what happens again. But yeah, like, they just put it in there and never said anything about it, or... I mean, I've never seen somebody else do it, even on like YouTube or somebody recording. Hey,
right.
Do this Pac-Man?
Like there's no angry video game or video about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So like it felt kind of supposed to go. We found something the last
Right, you discovered some shit.
Speaking of discovering, there was like a trick that I learned on a PS2. I don't know if it was technically a glitch or anything like that, but there was a trick I learned on a racing game called Hot Wheels World Race, based off the movie. And
there was a movie?
Yeah, I
It was a cartoon, right?
don't know all 5 movies.
Oh shit, see?
Yeah, there's Hot Wheels World Race, Highway 35. That's the first movie. It was supposed to be a hit and quit movie, but I guess somebody at Cartoon Network wanted to keep going, so they made Hot Wheels.
Much like real life.
Pretty much.
The
So then they
literally
made
happens.
Hot Wheels Accelerator's Ignition, Hot Wheels Accelerator Speed of Silence, Breaking Point, and Ultimate Race.
This was a franchise I totally did.
Yeah.
Yes, it was great. It was awesome. I mean, they only made one video game, which was World Race. I wish they made more. I mean, their Hot Wheels games are still great, especially the current right now, but Accelerators was dope, because the first one, it was all about getting the Wheel of Power and being the best racer. And then, obviously, you learn your morals, like, oh, there's more important than just winning and stuff like that. So you learn the kid lessons and stuff like that. But then when Accelerators comes out, it's like, oh yeah, you kids used to race to live, now you have to live to race, pretty much. Where this freaking sake of the world is in these, I think they're like young teenagers, young adults, older people.
And this is animated, right?
Yeah, this is animated, like 3D animated.
I vaguely remember that being a cartoon.
Yeah, well,
Kind of, yeah. I think I remember a commercial.
That makes far as
I mean, there is a show called Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 that uses the
There we go. I remember
that
that.
uses the same main character, but completely different story.
I used to tell my nephew, who's now 19 years old, because he used to watch it. And this is Power Rangers.
Yeah, I said this.
Yeah, y'all would be all saying that shit. Like, yeah, it's just Power Rangers with cars, but whatever. Watch the show.
Right.
Just watch the show, leave me alone.
What's Power Rangers? Oh, well, no, now I take it back. Because Power Rangers is still going on. So
Yeah.
Even though Power Rangers.
Of course, I started with Mighty Morphin.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
My
Yeah.
favorite was Ninja Storm. I don't think.
Now you lost me.
Man, everybody's sleeping on Ninja Storm.
I only say that because I give up on Power Rangers.
You gotta go out of there.
Yeah.
I think I stopped after Mystic Force.
I like the toys because I just like remember like
Oh, yeah.
it reminded me so much like when I was a kid we had a thing called Ultron.
Yeah, Voltron.
It was kind of like the same thing, like you know, 4 different
You combine, make a robot.
combined, and then we had Transformers too, which was fun. But I think I got all the way to like maybe when they started being aliens, and that's kind of like okay, I know Power Rangers.
I got to In Space. After that, I went to
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that point I was in middle school, so like, I
And then when they started doing like the same animals again, I was like, okay, yeah,
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
did
that.
Yeah, like,
How many T-Rexes are we gonna have? I mean, we've done that already.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Dino Thunder, and they use, like, the T-Rex again, but I thought, like,
Look better, yeah.
That's the one where Tommy came back. Like, I vaguely remember it.
Tommy
Oh,
came back,
Jason
like,
came back?
6 or 7 times. He's always been a green or white ranger.
Because he got to get that sweet cotton money.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, in a new show.
Yeah, he's pretty loyal to the Power Ranger show.
Yeah.
Even though I've heard so many stories about the other actors talking about they got chump change.
Yeah.
Oh, he almost like the bag, I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that before. Like, everybody else.
And then I heard somewhere the original Blue Ranger said that
He was
got bullied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got
By
bullied.
sexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By Tommy.
especially at that time frame, like that
Yeah,
wasn't okay.
it was a hard time to come out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always forever Team Jason, but whatever.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the live action one?
Movies?
Yeah, the recent one.
I saw it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I kind of like that one. I thought it was okay.
I thought that was on fire.
I thought it was okay to tell the original story just and make it look, you know.
More modern.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice, good starting point. Like, the complaints I always heard was like, why they wait until like the spoilers in case if anyone.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, at this point,
just in
it's
case
their fault.
you never.
You might watch on YouTube. Like this.
Probably, but
If you listen to this show, you've seen that movie.
yeah.
There you go.
But like they were like, oh man, like why did it take them so long? They finally morphed by the end of the movie. And to me, I was like, that was the whole point.
Because
they morphed in the middle of the
Because
movie.
they have longer than 30 minutes to tell the story.
Yeah, they don't have a 15-second
It's not 30 minutes.
training montage to morph the first time. Like they gotta earn that stuff. And the story was a little different too. What's the
Read it.
start with the Z?
Zordon.
There we go.
He was a Red Ranger and Reed was a Green Ranger and shit.
Yeah. He was the
Yeah.
Red Ranger, and the Green Ranger went all evil, and he was originally going to use the kids to come back and beat her himself.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. And then when the Blue Ranger died, I was like, oh,
Right.
someone actually died in the Power Rangers movie? Wait a minute.
Did you ever see that fan film they made from like 2015?
Is that the one with the evil White Ranger?
No. That's actually the comic book series. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like basically taking like Power Rangers and like making it like a super dark movie.
Super serious.
Yeah, like turning it into like Batman.
Is that the one where they actually had Tommy in it?
No, it was like
I mean, I saw like a fan made, but it actually had him.
yeah, but it was like James Vanderbeek was in it.
No, that was like the Green Ranger versus
Ryu.
Yeah,
It was a death battle.
Yeah.
No, it was actually like a fan from like Katie Sackhoff was the Pink Ranger.
Yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
it was like, oh, it's post-apocalyptic, and like the Power Rangers got disbanded because like the Earth's government like combined with the Machine Empire and shit. Like,
That sounds interesting.
it's still on YouTube and shit.
I would
Yeah,
definitely like to see that. That sounds really cool.
because they had like an action montage where Zack fights like the Yakuza.
Oh no.
man.
Yeah, like,
That's
look it up. It's literally called Power with a Slash Ranger. It's actually, if you like, this should be a real movie. Like, this is a franchise for children. People are getting shot in the head. They're not
Yeah,
gonna
you
get it.
can't do that. If you want to do something like you'd have to change the name to something else.
Yeah,
or something
like-
like that.
Just be happy to have it removed.
Yeah. Actually, Dickie take it down a couple times, but it's like back on and shit. But I thought it was cool. But like,
Like those Friday the 13th ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Films in there.
yeah, like crowdsourced films and shit. Yeah,
I know you recommended those too. I never just sat back and watched them.
that's pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
they're making a third one now. So.
That could be just
Funny,
they
like-
do that.
Like, I'm a big fan of Jason Voorhees, but like
This guy,
I think he's my favorite slasher character of all time. Like,
Have him third, or whatever.
I put him over quite a few people. But like,
Myers better, but whatever.
I mean, Mike Myers is classic, definitely.
The OG.
Yeah. It's almost that time for your boy again.
It is,
Yeah, matter of fact,
yeah, October is coming up.
It's coming up. I'm hoping it's good. I saw a little bit of the second one.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I actually liked that one.
It was fun because I watched it with the family and the kids were like, it was good. It was a good time.
When I got older, it took me a while to realize that. Sorry to say this, but most of the Friday the 13th movies are bad.
Look at the
Yeah, pretty campy.
They're bad. Like if you're just there for the kills, then like you had a
There
good
you go.
time. But if you were
Right,
there
right.
for like something interesting to happen,
I mean, yeah, that's not
You're
gonna happen.
Yeah, you're not
Like-
there for the acting.
like as a kid, I liked Jason X.
I don't know.
It was cool. I liked the thought process.
Yeah,
It was in space. But then I get older and I was like, this is.
Me and my brother have like a roaming discussion about Jason X. Like, we both agree it's stupid, but it's kind of funny.
Yes.
And like every time, like he knows, like every time if there is a Friday the 13th weekend, I'll just marathon the entire.
Yeah, he
franchise.
wants to go there, man.
And every
That's what he
time,
hates.
even when I get to Jason Goes to Hell, I'm like, what the fuck is this movie that I've seen 40 times? Why?
I saw that.
Yeah,
One.
I
I heard that
myself.
was bad. But this was so
Oh, it's terrible. But
And then I saw a few scenes of Jason takes over Manhattan or something like that.
yes.
And I saw a scene where a black guy's like,
That's what I mean.
and I was like, this is dumb, but like he doesn't know he's in a movie, so he's legit trying. Like, let me try to put hands on him, and then realize it's not working. Then Jason's just like, let me
Punches that on.
shorty again, fatality, just one
That's
shot.
my favorite part.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm
Yeah,
not
But it's
gonna
not
lie.
cleaning the head popped off, man. It's so cheesy.
Yeah.
Blood,
And
Yeah,
it fell in the dumpster.
tore off real neatly.
So not only decapitated you, he doesn't litter.
It
Like,
just said he was trash.
Yeah.
Trash. It was
Jason
trash.
thinks about the planet.
Yeah. He recycles. Jason
It's like,
recycles.
I'm a killer, but like I'm a eco killer.
Yeah.
he's a murderer with a very small carbon footprint.
There you go. And he's very quiet.
Yes, I mean, Leatherface uses a chainsaw. Michael Myers can drive. They have a lot more.
Yeah, there you go.
They use a lot more gas to kill people.
Very, very true. Freddy, he just either walk or just go into dreams. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. I think they remade the Friday the 13th once, didn't they?
That's actually the best of all the current remakes.
The one they're talking about, the one they did with the
We
guy
had like a
from-
potato mask originally.
Well, that's just part 2. But we had the mask and he found because the dude from Supernatural was in it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy that played Sam. Yeah, he was in
He
there.
one of them, yeah.
I thought that one was good.
Yeah, I actually like that one.
Just the last Chainsaw Massacre? Man?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. If you like that, but you didn't like Halloween Kills, I don't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that shit is garbage.
I don't know. I did like it. I mean,
That one,
murder porn. That'd be good.
Yeah. I was there for the kills.
Yeah.
I thought the story was interesting at first, but then like later on, I was like, okay, this is kind of getting out of hand.
When she kept on dropping the shotgun, I was like, oh my god, just shoot it.
Yeah.
Just shoot him in the head.
you want to die.
One of the things I thought was funny though was when he got on the bus, they were like, "Do anything and you're canceled." I busted out laughing because I was like,
He's like, okay.
he's like, whatever.
But it takes me out of the scene too when they say that.
Yeah, he murdered everybody in that bus.
It was that, I thought that was funny. One of the biggest things I didn't like though is that they try to do something that Halloween's been doing where they bring back the original main character to fight him. And like in Halloween, I don't remember the character's name. But she always like throw hands or does something, especially in the recent Halloween.
Well, that's because it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
The original Scream.
Yeah. Whenever she needs something to do, they'll make a new Halloween movie.
Yeah. But when they did it in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, at first I was like, "Who are you?" Like I don't.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, who are you significant to this story? But then later on, like, oh, she was the survivor of the first one. But then, like, I don't feel like she did much.
No.
She was like, I'm going to finish what I started. I dropped my gun. I got murked. And I'm like, well, you had no boards. You just brought a gun.
Useless.
Pretty much. Now, I definitely kind of like the ending because of what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre does, not because of the main character, because they were stupid putting the car on autopilot and driving off in like 5 miles an hour, and he just breaks in the door and just the fact that he just does it real fast, like, and you're done. Hey, look what you did. And then just starts dancing around the chainsaw. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
There's your happy ending.
Exactly. And I was just like, and she's still in autopilot, like. He could probably come up and get you too. Like,
man, that's 85 minutes I'll never get back.
So I guess it's gonna be another movie.
I hope not. If they do it again, like, honestly, if they just went, like, let's just make a half-assed story and just put a lot of blood in it. I'd be okay with it. Yeah, but they always try to do something with it. Like when they like rebooted Mike Myers several times, they gave him like a backstory, and then he had a sister.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
I like the fact that the new Halloween trilogy was like, yeah, all that story.
Fuck all that. Just
throwing it out the window. This is a direct sequel to the original. And I was like, okay, I
forget all that ever happened.
This isn't a super.
You saw that Rob Zombie shit.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J.
There we go. Yeah.
That was that. I like that. I actually like that. What was that?
H2O and H2O, right?
Resurrection was Busta Rhymes.
That was funny. And it just kept kicking him. I was like, this is so dumb, but I love it. And I love Busta Rhymes, so I'm pretty sure he had
we're fans.
Yeah.
That was acting. We're fans.
That was probably his top tier acting
probably
for that time being.
Well, that and Finding Forrester.
No. He was in Higher Learning too.
Yeah. With the greatest, worst fight scene of all time. Like, he power up?
I guess so.
I guess you gotta power up to fight Nazis. But
Yeah, I guess so.
Freaking, I didn't see the last Nightmare on Elm Street. I heard it was okay.
Skip it. But anyway.
Skip it.
Well, let's bring to what we really brought you here for, other than video games and glitches and slasher movies.
All stuff we talk all day about.
So we talk all day
Yeah,
about.
of course.
No problem.
As I said earlier, an anime expert.
Oh yeah. Let's touch on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess given your age, like, anime's always been a part of your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really know what anime was until I watched Toonami.
That's about it.
Yeah, like, I didn't realize Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon were already, I thought they were cartoons.
Yeah, we actually, one of our earlier episodes where we talked about, like, we used to watch stuff we thought were just regular cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, even like an adult, like Speed Racer was anime.
Speed Racer.
Like Voltron anime. Gigantor and shit like that was all anime we didn't know they did. Ronin Warriors, yeah, which I still watch. But,
Fire.
Yeah. So, then of course, given our age, we all, like you said, Pokemon, and then the world got taken over by Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it went by a storm, and I know for like most males it was Dragon Ball. For the females, it was Sailor Moon. Those two were like top tier.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Sailor Moon, but I know a reference when I see one.
I seen the whole thing because you had to watch the whole thing. I mean, you had to watch the whole block.
Yeah, you had to walk the whole block to watch that shit.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and find out what happened with Tuxedo Mask.
And I don't got anything to say bad about Sailor Moon because I respect him.
Oh, no. I have a theory that if you're about my age and you've had at least 2 Asian girlfriends, you grew up on Sailor Moon.
I don't think I got my first girlfriend until I was 22.
So, there you go.
So that was probably good.
Yeah.
My kids like Sailor Moon.
See, yeah.
Like, how do you know about this? I'm like, oh, we watch YouTube or was it Crunchyroll?
Yeah, Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Crunchyroll, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. This is okay. So I always try to find like stuff I missed as far as anime go, because there's like a block of my time where I either didn't have enough time to sit down and watch like a anime fully through, or I just totally missed it, or the dub came out later, or it never came like Toonami, where it was just so you gotta just know.
At our age now, we call that thing adulthood.
Yeah, I'm currently in that situation. Yeah. I can barely watch what I want to watch.
You have to block out for time to do anything fun like you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I digress. So anyway, I was looking. I look for YouTube recommendations now. So they're like animes you might have missed some of them. Catch them out of the head. So there's an anime, and I don't know when it came out. It's the same person who did Kill la Kill did.
Okay. Which is
another anime I found later on that I really liked. I liked the concept of it. And I liked the way the art style was. Yeah. And also, they did Lord Gagin, I'm saying, probably saying. The Drill. Yeah.
Okay, the Drill. Gurren Lagann?
Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, really nice. So anyway, I was like, have you seen this one? So basically, they have the story of how they met the creators made. So yeah, they did Gurren Lagann and they did Kill la Kill. So I guess what happened was after I think Gurren Lagann was last. No, Kill la Kill was after Gurren Lagann. They were celebrating and they were like trying to come with new ideas. So they got super drunk and came up with this idea to start writing. So what they came up with was this thing. It's called Panty Garter or something like that. Have you heard of it?
No.
Garter, either Garter and Panty or Panty and Garter. So what it is
an anime?
Yeah. So it's like
someone's about to Google.
It's like it's super crude, and even the art style, it looks good, but it kind of like sometimes it'll be really nice looking, and sometimes it'll be really kind of crappy looking. They kind of remind me of like an adult version of the Powerpuff Girls. There's only 2 of them.
Oh, I've seen clips of that.
And then there's a black priest dude that looks like Mr. T with a huge afro.
Yeah.
And the first episode had a shit monster. It was crazy.
Okay. I'm story time here.
Man,
I thought I imagined that.
You thought it was real?
Like I thought I got super smacked and imagined that whole thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
So I tried to describe it to the other anime expert, and he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, I guess I made that shit up. Also, getting drunk and coming up with ideas how you listen to this podcast. Yeah. But that's another story.
That's all that's brainstorming.
Yeah.
Oh, man, anyway.
Yeah.
So watch this thing. And don't get me wrong, the story-wise is kind of bleh, but this is kind of like, the first initial shock value, like, this is kind of, and then, like, one character is super sexual, like she sleeps with any dude she sees, and then one of them just eats a lot of candy and chocolate. It's weird. And then, like, the black priest dude, it might be a boy lover. It's great. Like,
that was crazy.
It's like, but yeah, it's like, this is when you find out new stuff you probably missed. I think that's, like, the best part of, when it comes to anything, really, nowadays. It's like, oh, I missed that, then you probably get to watch it and kind of, get that experience. There's stuff like, you grew up on anime and video games.
Yeah.
So, speaking of anime, what is your favorite anime right now that you're currently watching?
That I'm currently watching?
Yeah, what could you get enough of?
I think you guys already talked about, like, I think you said you was a Naruto guy. Like,
yeah, Naruto is always going to be my
time,
number one favorite. Like, I think nothing's going to replace it, because I literally grew up with Naruto, literally. Like, I think I was about 12 or 13 when I first started watching the show. By the time Shippuden came out, I was a young teen, so I was about 15, 16.
So like I said,
and then when I became an adult, Boruto came out. Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't picked up on Boruto, but I finished all of Naruto and Shippuden and just rewatched it several times. And I played all their videos. I'm such a big Naruto fan that
You wearing the
Ninja
jewelry
Storm.
right now?
Yeah, I'm wearing a couple jewelries
Pieces.
right now. Yeah, but besides GameCube, I own every English Naruto game in existence in America.
yeah. Even the Game Boy and all that shit.
Even Game Boy, DS, the original Ninja Council, stuff like that.
Wow.
The app games, like there were even like I would even start on the best ones, like Ultimate Ninja 3, and then go backwards and play Ultimate Ninja 2 and then 1, because I wanted that experience because I was a little late and didn't have money.
Yeah.
So I wanted
you couldn't get it at the time. Now, like, but I was about one to have.
Yeah. Now, clearly, I did not play the older ones as much as I do with the new ones, but I still want to experience that, get all the characters, complete the story, and then, I'm a big Naruto fan. That's definitely my number one. Never going to get replaced.
So, yeah, you kind of born in a sweet spot where you can kind of grow up with Naruto.
Yeah, exactly. I was born at the right time to literally grow up with Naruto.
Either that, either you grow up with Naruto in your generation, or One Piece, which is still going on.
Yeah, One Piece is still going on. I give high respects to One Piece.
In the anime. I guess sooner or later they'll catch up with the anime, but yeah.
And I know I get too many arguments with this about who the big three is, because everyone thinks it's Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto, and I'm like, you guys clearly did not grow up with the correct generation.
So we got a hot take coming.
They're definitely a
because
generation.
this is legit. Like, you can Google this, and it says Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Those are the big three. I don't know why they keep bringing in Dragon Ball, because by the time those three anime started, Dragon Ball Z was done. Now, they made like Dragon Ball Z Kai and GT, but Kai was just a revamp for kids. No blood, no heads getting cut off, nobody being vaporized or anything
So
like
basically
that.
Dragon Ball Z before it got popular.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember liking the way GT looked, but never actually liking the show.
Yeah, the show was terrible.
Like, man, this is stupid.
I liked, like some of the villains were cool.
There's some good arcs though, but
like the Shenron arc was cool.
Baby
Baby
Vegeta, Baby Vegeta.
but you gotta go through a lot of filler, even for Dragon Ball standards. You gotta go through a lot of filler of crap you don't even care about.
And then the design of like the Super Saiyan 4 being like the ultimate fusion between like Onaga, their 8 forms, and then the Super Saiyan 4. Ozaru, there you go. But yeah, isn't Onaga like one of the Shenrons or one of the...
Onaga's the Dragon King from Mortal Kombat.
Really?
Yeah.
That might be a shit on it.
Yeah.
Onaga's that's a dragon.
The Dragon name, so yeah.
I'm getting dragons mixed up, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we talking about? I just...
How it looked.
How it looked.
GT, the Super Saiyan 4.
Super Saiyan 4 I thought was the best. I still think it's better looking than the God forms and Ultra Instinct.
Ooh.
Personally.
Shots fired.
Now Ultra Instinct is pretty...
Throw shots fired.
It's pretty nice, but like I still think Super Saiyan 4 is like, if they wanted to keep going with the same bloodline and not go to this God art stuff.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
At this point, how are we gonna go back to where it's supposed to end?
Yeah, like
see what's happening now.
by the end of GT, they're like, "Oh, Goku, you're like the strongest being in the universe now." Granted, obviously, it's not canon or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, like even at the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember
Which movie?
Dragon Ball Super movie?
Broly.
I think he's talking about Hero.
Hero.
Yeah, that was last.
I haven't seen Hero, but I heard it's good, and that it was a nice change of pace. That Goku isn't the focus; it's focused on someone else, and that they brought back the potential that he originally had from the Cell Saga.
Yeah, shout out to Gohan.
Yeah, finally, doing something.
And Piccolo too.
Finally.
Great stepfather in anime history.
Yeah, his real dad.
Heck yeah. And then I also heard Vegeta finally got to beat Kakarot in the movie.
I forgot what he was doing. It was like
I think they were
it was a
training.
spar.
Yeah. And they were just both tied, and Goku fell first or something like that,
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
Do you read you read Shonen Jump? You say caught up with that? As far as what's going on with the
manga,
Super Mountain in the manga?
I don't read it. I don't have time to read them, but like I've caught up.
Oh, yeah, we should get download that.
They have enough for the mangas?
They have one for Shonen Jump.
That was Shonen Jump.
It's like the big comic book where they put all this Shonen in.
How much it cost?
It's free.
Oh,
Only thing is, the only bad part is they release usually like 3 episodes in, But if you want to like bring the back episodes, you have to pay.
There's a paywall for that. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you stay up to date, you're good.
Okay.
But that will hurt you because you can't go back. You can't backtrack.
Right. But I do know about a few things.
So,
like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give away anything you ever read it.
Oh, I already know about, like, Frieza showing up with his black form.
Oh, yeah. With the heavy bottom
and just...
and the Timberlands.
Yeah. Honestly, like, and then I heard, like, this huge debate of, like, what does everybody think about the new form? Personally, I think it's lazy. I thought the golden form was cool. I was like, okay, change colors, alright. But, like, for him to just turn black, I was like, man, you could have made him do something that Cooler did in the movie where he get, bigger, something about him changes. Yeah.
It's not just the color. But yeah, I mean, you got blue, and you got red, and you got black, gold, that orange.
Yeah, now Frieza's changing colors just like the Saiyans are, and I'm like, so everybody's going to get a color change now. That's whatever, I guess.
I guess you just can't just say, oh, he's a stronger. He has to have some kind of physical representation.
Yeah.
He's different.
I get that. This is like, man, I really missed him when he first showed up, and he's just, really tiny with the horns, and said, let me power up, see what I'm really made of. And he's all much taller, like Brawly size, than he looks like Alien from Alien.
Yeah, like a xenomorph,
yeah, like a xenomorph, exactly. And then his final form is like so slim and simple, and you're thinking like, that doesn't really feel intimidating. But then he's like,
looks like an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly, like look like an iPhone. Like, I feel like a drop you break. But then he's folding Goku with ease, and it's just like, oh damn, okay, he means serious. And then his super buff 100% power thing, which I have not seen him do again.
They figured out getting a super buff always makes it slow.
Yeah. He got humble in that form.
Yeah. But I just feel like a lot of I'm still gonna be dumb and buy their games, watch the movies, and enjoy it all, because nostalgia and, like, Dragon Ball is still very enjoyable.
Dragon Ball Z Fighters is a good game.
Oh, Fighters is amazing.
Yeah.
I just wish there was, like, more content to do in there. Everything that they put into the game, it is amazing, down to the last T.
Alright, here's a good one for you. Underrated anime, overrated anime.
Underrated.
Yes, and I did ask this as a hot take question, so if you feel trapped, it worked.
Underrated. I don't know if this is underrated, but I don't feel like it's discussed a lot. Castlevania.
Ooh.
That is like 10 out of 10. Nothing to complain about. The arcs were amazing. The fight scenes were great. I never
looked beautiful
the whole time. I'm not mad when I had to
wait. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You can watch the whole
Netflix
thing.
animes are kind of in it.
And they already announced the next Castlevania story.
Yeah,
Richter or something like that.
Richter,
yeah. Richter. Only reason I know him is because I was like, that name sounds familiar. He's in Smash Bros.
Exactly.
Yeah, something down there.
Yeah, and I think this one's like 300 or 500 years after the original Castlevania story. At least the one that we followed in the anime. I know Castlevania's heck old.
Yeah. I think he's one of my favorite Castlevania games when you got the choice to pick different people. That was you got the first Alucard showing in the game. Then we got Symphony. You ever play Symphony of the Night?
I don't think I have.
You'll love it.
You got to pick that up.
You'll love that. Classic.
But I just know the whole time, like whenever they'd be fighting in the show, I'd be like, man, if that chick with the elemental powers, like there was a scene where like she made an ice wall to block herself, and one of the demons started running on it. I was like, man, she just like pulled the thing up, and she literally just pulled the ice shield up and sliced him in half. And I was like, okay, so they're not just idiots when they're in combat. They're not just sitting there like, oh my god, he's walking around. They're like, no, let me get to work. And she starts flying around with her fire powers and stuff. Trevor's throwing around 2 whips and freaking kills death by the end of the series, which that was...
You made me want to go and watch that. That was cool.
It's dope. I just
get it.
The only way I found out about it was because my girlfriend was watching it, because I think season 2 came out, and she likes to start all the way over and then go through it.
Like to binge watch it.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there playing a video game. I think I was playing One Punch Man, and I was just looking, and I was like,
One Punch Man is a video game?
Yeah.
On the mobile.
Well, there's a mobile and a PS4 game called One Punch Man, Hero Nobody Knows.
Oh, really?
It's actually decent.
It's supposed to be funny?
It's pretty fun. It literally goes through the whole entire shows.
Are the fights super easy?
It's funny. If you're able to last long enough to where Saitama shows up, because like I think you get a 3-man team. And
so you're other people, you're not Saitama.
yeah, pretty much. You get to create your own characters, so you're going through the story, and pretty much, what's the robot's name? Genos?
Yeah, Genos.
Yeah, you know how he would always like fight the boss, get his butt whooped, and One Punch Man would show up and save the day?
Yeah.
That's literally the story. Your creative character is going through the story with Genos and Saitama. You fight them, do nothing, then literally you get to be Saitama in the next cutscene and One Punch them.
Okay.
Literally, yeah, Saitama One Punches. That was one of the things that I liked about it, is that if you have a 3-man team and you pick Saitama, you have to wait like 2 full minutes before you can use him, because it just shows a little scene of him like running to the fight, like he's on his way to the fight, and then when the timer is over, then you can summon him, and then he takes no damage, One Punches everything, doesn't get stuck or anything like that. But they also have a different version where, if you remember the anime where he's having a dream and the enemies are not getting One Punch, so he's excited because he's like, okay, I can actually fight here. These enemies aren't disappearing in One Punch.
Right.
They literally have him in pajamas where you can use him freely, and he does like normal damage like everybody else. So they have Saitama where you have to wait 2 minutes for him to show up to One Punch everything, and then the dream version where he's in his pajama costume and he just does normal damage. He does the exact same thing as everybody else with his same movesets, which he has 3 movesets: consecutive normal punches, serious punches is ultimate. But Justice Enforcement, which just enhances his attack, and then I forgot the supermarket sale, which is literally him forgetting about the supermarket and then doing like an uppercut, just like the show. So it's pretty great. It's neat. The combat is a little choppy, but for their first game, I think it's pretty decent. The customization is pretty amazing because like when you press the ultimate button, they'll do like a small cutscene, and then for Saitama, his clothes are like super loose and he just looks dumb, but when you press the ultimate button, he'll be like in a serious mode where it's just all muscle, his eyes are more angled, and everything's more serious. And with your creative character,
so we go from this to this.
Yeah, pretty much he's like just dumb to like serious. And with your creative character, you have the option to, for whatever reason, you could be human and transform into a half crab character in your transformation. It's really dope. It's not bad. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Not bad.
So, most underrated Castlevania.
Yeah.
Most underrated Castlevania. What's most overrated?
Now for this one, directly in the light.
Overrated. I don't think I really know one. Originally, I said Demon Slayer. And that was because I was in the middle of watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 3 when things started getting good with the stands. Not saying the first 2 weren't bad, but the stands were involved, and that's when it became JoJo.
Exactly.
And they're like, we gotta watch Demon Slayer, man. And I was like, forget all that. I just got to Part 3. I want to finish Part 5 so I can be caught up. He's like, no, man, we watching Demon Slayer. So I was just complaining and whining the whole time, like, man, Tanjiro should be dead. His ankles are broke. How is he fighting? His sister's a punk. And then I was just mad the whole time. And I didn't really pay much attention to it either. But then one day my girlfriend was like, oh, I want to go see the Demon Slayer movie. And I was like, you know what? I love you, so I'm going to throw all my hate for this out the window. I go watch the movie, and I'm like, this is some dope animation. I'm liking this. Like, this is really nice. The main thing is that people just kept force-feeding Demon Slayer to
right.
me. It's like Batman fans where they're like, who do you think with Batman or this person? Batman. He's Batman. I'm like, you...
Have we had a discussion before?
Yeah, like, I could have sworn I've done this about 500 times the past week. But, yeah, then I had a favorite character, Rengoku, and I was like, this guy's the stuff. I like this. But then, then he gets his sad demise, and I was like...
Rest in peace.
I was like, God damn, this movie made me cry twice. God damn it.
I kept up saying, I like him. And they're like, oh, y'all gonna kill him off. That's okay.
Yeah, I was like...
That's how it gets you.
Pretty much. And then what sucked is that when they introduced the sound Hashira, and everybody's talking about like, man, Rengoku ain't shit. And I'm like, okay, you wait a damn minute. You
Square up.
Too soon.
Yeah, just wait a goddamn minute. You ain't gonna talk about my boy like that. You just got a Demon Slayer, and I'm gonna fucking be with him till the day I die. Because you don't just slaying that man. That he was pretty much All Might for Demon Slayers, just smiling all the time.
He's your entire family.
Yep.
Pretty much. Family. Vin Diesel. Family. Nothing more important than family. But yeah, at first, overrated Demon Slayer. But when people stopped force feeding me it and let me enjoy it, then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy your video game, and I bought it. And it plays just like Ultimate Ninja Storm, but with Demon Slayer characters. And I'm not mad about that. I was like, why fix something that ain't broke?
Yeah, that place that works for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like they have their own little thing, like a few things here and there. The art is amazing in the video game. It looks pretty much just like the show, and I like it. I think the only time that I slightly hated Demon Slayer again was when someone announced like, hey, you know all those cool powers that they're doing? Yeah, that's like really cool. They're making trees blow up. Yeah, that's not really happening. The fuck do you mean that's not happening? They're just swinging swords.
Don't ruin it.
Don't fuck with me, man. You can't tell me Rengoku did his ultimate technique named after himself, did that big-ass tiger fire slash, blew up the train and everything around it, and you tell me he just swung a sword and that happened? Get the fuck out of here. And you tell me Zenitsu is just...
that powerful?
With a sword? Nah,
What was the logic? Only they can see it? Is that what's the logic?
I don't know. Someone was like, yeah, when I learned about it, I treated it like it was a JoJo stand where, like, when you're strong, you can see the things that are happening, but if you're just a regular dude, you're just seeing people swing swords and stuff. And I was like, that slightly makes it better, but that's still...
Slightly.
Yeah, slightly. It's just the fact that I know the actual thing now is what sucks.
So that's real? Like you
didn't need to peek behind the curtain.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But honestly, at the current moment, I can't think of anything overrated. Because the only thing that I hear about lately is always, Hunter x Hunter coming back, which most people are going to be mad about this, but I have not seen it. I know the scenes, the characters, like Killua, Gon, Hisoka, I think, the Gon, I don't remember.
Hisoka, Gon, Killua,
that cat bitch.
That's a better name. That's her name.
Yeah, I like her.
Gon's dad, that's never there.
Who's the dude with glasses? The doctor?
I think I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember.
Yeah, he's like one of that.
I know there's like a little girl that can turn to like a muscular version of herself.
Yeah.
She like trains Killua and Gon how to like.
But yeah, it's not bad. I've seen the whole thing. So I guess we're waiting for it to finally come back.
Yeah,
I've never seen the original though. I saw the remake.
Yes, but I didn't even know there was an original.
The original is weird. I mean, it's kind of looks same, but it's a little weird.
I feel like for the time frame that it was in, like it was
not bad,
decent.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they renewed it, updated a few things in the story and animation wise.
There are some minor differences.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Guess we were doing too much yet to come in. But yeah, it's enjoyable. I mean, there's a lot of.
Welcome to the show.
You get that? Yeah, this is a really like original kind of shonen kind of style kind of anime.
Yeah.
But when they get to the bug stuff, it gets kind of weird.
I do remember seeing a specific bug, and I was thinking the same way, where I was like, I know it's a bug, but kind of. I can get past that, I think.
Could have just asked me to move.
Honestly, what's funny is that when I found out that the person that made Hunter x Hunter is the same person that did Yu Yu Hakusho, I was like, oh,
really?
This makes so much sense. Like, I'm looking at both main characters, and they have similar fighting styles where it's like, I got that one ability that I use all the time, but I can use it differently and smart and whatnot.
Oh, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. That was my favorite.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
The dude that works at Yu Yu Hakusho hoodie. It's dope, except he never takes it off, so now I'm trying to work. But
Yu Yu Hakusho is a
You ever
classic.
watch it?
Yeah, that's right when I first discovered like Adult Swim. That was when the first anime that was on there.
Yeah. That and Inuyasha too.
Thank you. You watched it.
And you watch it? Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop,
Classic.
which I love rewatching that.
Is Apple see that's nothing on there too, or what, is that something else?
Yeah, I remember just the movie.
Okay, there we go. I
No,
remember seeing.
I'm thinking about Ghost and shit.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell. There we go. Not the Scarlett Johansson.
Ghost in the
version.
Ghost in the
Shell.
Shell.
I actually like the Scarlett Johansson version.
Wow.
I never seen it.
It was decent.
If you're watching Fearless Leader, I found one.
I just kind of upset they didn't actually use a real Asian person.
Yeah,
Like, from that, the creator of Ghost in the Shell,
we're gonna be pissed when she plays
like,
like
was pointed out, like, yeah, the person who plays it doesn't matter because they're a shell. That's the whole point of Ghost in the Shell.
They got no Asian shells.
So, like, obviously, from what the creator is saying, like, it doesn't matter who is who because they're just a shell. But from us fans that recognize who that's supposed to look like
Right.
or be, like, I definitely get that. I feel like she played the part well. I do feel like if they got someone that was of Asian heritage, would have.
You don't have to be Lucy Liu, but still.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
will
gonna
say-
be Lucy Liu. It could be a
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
for all I care, but
To counter that, I'll say this. For a movie they didn't think was going to do well at all, or just do decent, when they did the Battle Angel Akita, they had somebody look Asian, and it blew everybody away.
Yeah, I waited years for that movie.
what movie?
The Battle Angel movie.
Alita Battle
Yeah.
Angel? Oh my! I didn't know that was an anime. Like
That's like an OG anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
the old one too.
Like just looking, I was like, "Why is your eyes? This gotta be something anime related." And then I looked it up, and I was like, "Damn, these characters
Right
look
on the
really
same-
point."
It's right on there like Astro Boy and shit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that generation. What's it, 70?
Like,
Early 80s, 70?
yeah, somewhere in the between 69 and 82, somewhere in that area.
It's funny. Speaking of Alita Battle Angel, I was gonna make a list of like all the best like live action animes.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was gonna actually ask if you even have an opinion on that.
Yeah, like I feel like they could be done well.
Because
Like-
to me, anime adaptations are like video game adaptations.
It's kind of hard to do.
They're
It's
almost
not
impossible to do.
easy. Like Sonic the Hedgehog got lucky.
I've
They-
never seen that.
Great, it's great. It's not like the comics
No.
or the video games.
Of course.
But it's its own thing, and they do a few things to where, like, if you're a Sonic fan, you recognize things here and there.
The thing I like most about that is it was the first time cyberbullying worked out.
I was gonna say,
Oh my gosh, yes. When they released that first trailer, everybody was like, get this garbage out the
what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? I wish it was the same thing with Jiminy Cricket in the Pinocchio movie.
But still nightmare fuel.
Oh man,
I didn't see it. It was just...
that's just scary.
But Sonic did great. The first movie
You
did
saw
great.
they put him in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the OG Sonic.
OG.
Yeah,
Ugly Sonic.
yeah, Ugly Sonic. I love
That was
that.
fun.
I love the fact that he was his own person.
Ugly son.
Living off that too, like just that was great. Get a good, nice sense of humor out of that. But yeah, the first two Sonic movies were great, and then everybody's excited for the third one. For certain reasons, I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah, it's whatever, but yeah, I respect that.
I remember that. Did they give away a little bit at the end of the second movie?
Yeah, they're hinting at
I'm trying to remember.
Shadow?
yeah,
Yes, right,
I think it was, yeah.
yeah, because Eggman was the villain the first one, Knuckles and Eggman was the villain the second, and most likely Shadow is going to be the villain the third, and Eggman, of course. And
Hey, Jim Carrey blows that apart.
oh my gosh, yes, I loved
He
it.
blows that apart.
I didn't even care that he didn't look like him in the first one. Like his character added to it. He pretty much treated just like how Eggman probably would have done it.
Right.
Only one fact.
Yeah, what's funny is that apparently Jim Carrey, he was actually trying in the second one. He was trying to go for a fat Eggman
Oh yeah.
I see what we're trying to get.
because like they had the suit and they had the long mustache. It was bald, and he was like, "Let's make him fat. Like let's make him eat all the damn mushrooms on that one plane and make him fat." But they're like, "Nah, we're just gonna go with you."
It's
So
that good.
maybe in the third one.
we get a final form version.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I still like what he currently is right now, but as for video game adaptations, that's top tier. Detective Pikachu's a good one, too.
And actually, I did like
I
it.
feel like I saw that,
But you don't really remember.
no, I don't remember too much of that. I
It's
mean, I
pretty-
remember some things in like the plot and stuff.
I think, I feel like this one should slightly count, but Need for Speed, I thought that was decent.
Is it Kid Cudi in it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it
Who
was
was that?
good.
Who was that? Who played the guy who's not Paul Walker? You got Paul Walker.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Jesse Pinkman.
Aaron Paul. That's it.
For Breaking
That's
Bad,
it.
yeah.
That's
I
it.
thought he did good. Honestly, like when I was watching the movie, I was like, damn, this feels like one of the video games. You got a typical story of revenge, go do a big race, and bullshit happens in between.
There you go.
You got a Need for Speed movie. And I was like, no, if Need for Speed kept doing this, but like different stories, they could probably compete with Fast and Furious.
Maybe, but
I mean, they make billions now with each movie now.
Yeah, so
It's
this
gotten so
is.
big. I love it. I feel like they should have stopped after 7, but I still watched 8 and 9 and Hobbs and Shaw because I'm like, I'm a Fast and Furious fan. I'm gonna.
hey, they got you.
Yeah.
They got me. They got me since I was a kid. What's a? I'm trying to think of another good video game movie. Those are the 3 that I can think of.
Not the most recent Mortal Kombat movie.
I like that.
I liked it.
It was
Okay, so
fun.
I'm in the minority here. But
It could have been better, but I thought it was fun.
I mean, like y'all know, like fatalities and shit was in it, but I'm like,
Yeah, like fatalities were dope.
I need story, but that's just me though. So,
Yeah, and
and I'm a Mortal Kombat. I'm a Mortal Kombat hardliner. So I'm like, that story in the 10th tournament just makes sense. Just do that. Just do that.
yeah, when they changed a few of the things, I was like, I feel like you could have just done a typical.
Yeah, some of it was kind of silly.
Who is this guy? Just make Johnny Cage. Like, why do I need these guys?
Yeah, I guess the director didn't want to do that, but who's in charge of the movie? Warner Brothers?
Of course, it's Warner Brothers.
But they're like, make a new character that the kids are going to like, and he's like, let me just make some bullshit character.
I don't know anybody who liked that character. I also don't know the kids, but
I thought he was.
make a character that kids are like for clearly already movie.
Yeah, what's the point of that?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Of that?
It should be you watch
I
that
don't
shit.
get it. All I know is that I enjoyed it. I wish Scorpion was in there a little longer instead of just the beginning. The beginning's 10 minutes was top tier. I loved it. I was like, this is great. This is a great start to a Mortal Kombat movie. Then
Can I be honest?
what's that?
They built the whole movie around the Get Over Here reveal and didn't use Ed Boon's voice.
Yeah,
That seems like a waste.
yeah. When it happened, I was like, I kind of wish they used Ed Boon's voice.
This is like, man,
I can understand.
why did I go to the theaters to see this? But yeah, I had a whole review about how much I ate.
Yeah, you went in.
It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, what else? Any good anime adaptations?
Bleach.
Fair.
That was a really good one.
That was on Netflix too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had never watched.
it was cool.
I watched a little bit of the Full Metal Alchemist movie.
I did.
Yeah. I wanted to watch it, but I never like just committed to be like, all right, press play.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. We don't have to talk about.
No,
we don't have to talk about the Avatar joint. We don't have to
all
talk about
that was
I never seen the Avatar.
it was terrible.
the last Airbender.
It was terrible. Everybody was the opposite skin color for some reason, and I don't know why. Then, matter of fact, it was so bad that when my stepdad took me and my stepbrother to the movies to see it, he was like, "I thought that was pretty cool." Both me and my brother looked at him like,
We're gonna talk about mom is getting divorced.
he legit
That's
watched
my point, baby.
we all legit watched the entire series together from start to finish. We would watch like 4 episodes a day. Then by the end of the series, he was like, "Okay, I can see why you boys are a little upset about this movie. Because they shut up the crap ton of stuff that happens in just that first book alone out the window." Now, granted, I knew it wasn't gonna
Should
be able to get all of it in there. Yeah,
Big as Avatar.
like a trilogy for one book.
Well, I mean, like just pace out more than one movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I think
As
it was
big
like
as
what,
that movie should be.
90 minutes long or something like that, or 100, something like that. I feel like you might as well, if you're gonna do something like that, you're gonna have to make it as long as like the Lord of the Rings movies. If you want to really put all
You
that
get
in.
everything in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that like all the earthbenders, you needed 6 people to move a small boulder, and I was like, what is this is whack.
Damn you, M. Night Shyamalan, ding dong.
Then the firebenders, they couldn't make their own fire. They had to grab fire and throw it. And I was
Had to
like,
be physically there.
Like Pyro
Yeah.
from X-Men.
exactly.
Yeah.
Then when Uncle Iroh just started shooting fire, I was like, oh, this man, it must be Jesus or something. And then just started running off, and I was like, man, this is.
It ruined it.
And I was like, okay, the big Avatar scene, the Avatar stage, and he makes the big wave. I wanted to fish, but I thought the wave in the trailer was still cool. But then he controls it, and when he starts to see him retreat, he folds it. And I was like, this That one scene could have redeemed the whole movie for me if you just said, screw you guys, and threw it over them and then felt bad afterwards and then said maybe in the movie like, oh, I need to learn how to control this for something to put in the next few movies or something like that. For him to look towards that journey for. But obviously, no. Got one movie and then we were done with it. One live action that I guess is popular to hate on is Speed Racer.
I like the way it looked.
Yeah, it looked great. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
You gotta remember how Canada Speed Racer was.
Yeah.
I like...
And underneath...
We need to go in there.
Aha! Like, they did...
Also, how violent that show was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People openly died in Speed Racer.
Speed Racer pull out a freaking machine gun and just started shooting at one.
Speed would throw hands in the middle of a road.
Like, I never remembered any...
You cut me off.
I thought the races were cool. I like the idea of like how the Mach 6s work, and I was glad that we at least got like 30 minutes, or maybe 20 minutes of seeing the Mach 5 race with like all the original abilities and stuff. So I was like, okay, we got 2 races with the Mach 5 so that the fans at least got something that they could recognize. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a pretty good story for what Speed Racer is. Yeah. Also, when it came out, it was like a popular thing to hate on it and say that was complete garbage. But
I always thought it looked a little too bright for my taste, but that was just me.
it was definitely quite colorful.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And that's like one of the biggest.
Seizure.
Yeah, they're really trying to alienate the epileptic audience.
Yeah.
I remember at one point in one of the Mach 5 races where he does some weird world twirl to a car, and the car starts rolling over in the sand, and the sand started poofing up. And in my head, I'm like, those sands look like freaking Cheetos for some reason. And it made me hungry, but it was definitely quite colorful. But yeah,
Product placement.
Right.
See small little Cheeto sign in the background. But yeah,
we had mentioned this, but the most recent adaptation was Uncharted, right?
video game.
Yeah, video game.
I still haven't watched that. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either. Damn, I think it was not seen it.
It's right there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't want to see that. But, I'll watch that. I just never got around.
I haven't got around to watching it.
Yeah,
I have 2 hours to burn. At least 2 hours.
Something like that. I've been told that it's good, but like they feel like Tom Holland probably wasn't the right person to play Nathan Drake because he looked way too young.
Too young. Yeah, I mean, he's like kids. Everybody just knows him being kid
Spider-Man.
Kid Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know he has quite a few roles in other things, but he's more known for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I think Nathan Drake, I think Nathan Fillion. This is how my mind works. But I know he's like 55 too, so.
Yeah. I know the voice actor for the original Nathan Drake in the video games made a cameo in the movie.
Yeah, that is Nathan Fillion, so yeah.
We talk about how great that second game was. Oh man, I mean, I was like, maybe right when I just got my PS3, I was like, I gotta get that game. And it was at that point, it was already an older game. But everybody thought, oh, you gotta play this. I was like, I gotta play this. Like, too many cutscenes. Gotta be a God of War, we had to do all this stuff with the controller. But then I played that thing like, man, this is like living a movie.
Yeah.
They're like one of the best games ever made.
I don't think I ever played any of I owned all of them because of PlayStation Plus. But
You done played in Uncharted?
Oh, man, you'll love it, man.
I know a kid who will die on this hill. Uncharted the best series ever. Mind you, he's just 14. You don't know that. Also, he is my brother's little son.
okay.
You made the show, man. You should have.
Name drop. Well, I guess you say that.
Yeah, you can name drop, but
reference.
I'm trying to think of some other movies. I know Chun-Li was kind of... Chun-Li was... Meh.
Did you ever see the original Street Fighter movie?
Yeah.
Actually, I watched a video that said if you watch it as a parody of action movies, it's genius. But if you watch it as a Street Fighter movie, this shit sucks. And guess what? How I watch it as an 8-year-old Street Fighter fan.
I mean, as an 8-year-old, you would think it's a super serious Street Fighter movie.
Right.
That's how I felt when the first Mortal Kombat movie came out.
Which I still think is a good movie.
I like it.
I think it's good. In the second one, they try to throw in more characters and more powers and stuff. Then the CGI dragon, he looked like a crocodile lizard.
Oh my god!
You just said no, they can't caught up yet.
Then freaking Shao Kahn turned into
The Hydra looking dragon.
I was like, what the fuck?
I probably cut the edge at the time. That was cutting the edge at the time.
Boy,
I don't know.
I
I think Spawn came out
months earlier
around the same time,
CGI,
and they had their CGI took a lot longer. And it was like the best of what they saw.
Yeah, but that second Mortal Kombat movie's budget was like $80, so they had to make do.
I like the third one. I thought the third one was good. Armageddon.
That was the second one.
Was Armageddon?
Yeah, Annihilation was the second one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Armageddon, the video game.
Norman Jackson was the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Jackson looks like LB.
I know he was mentioned in the first one, but you only see him for like a second.
Yeah.
Go off screen.
Hey, did you see the animation, the Scorpion?
Scorpion's Revenge?
Is that what Scorpion?
There's two of them. The first one's Scorpion's Revenge.
The second was that we're gonna do more the tournament and
they
just shit on Curtis Striker.
I thought that was dope. I thought they were pretty good.
Curtis Striker kill himself.
Yeah, made him
free.
Yeah.
That is just funny.
I don't know what kind of look like. Remind me of the old Mortal Kombat 2 animation stuff.
Yeah.
Like the pictures where they look in the manual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
definitely get that feeling. Those animated movies makes me think of the Injustice animated movie.
Yeah, that wasn't that good.
I heard it was.
Man,
we were excited for it when it got announced, and I asked you all, this is not
they
good.
really got the ball on that one.
I heard one of the first person they killed was Flash. I was like, okay, how'd he die? Oh, he got gas and fear stuff and got his head chopped off. And I was like, that don't sound like a way Flash would go out. I feel like he...
Barry got shit on.
Yeah, he kind of...
Yeah.
But he's kind of cheat codes, though.
It seems like everything that he's in, his speed is only good when the story needs it to be, and then everything else is like whatever. Kind of.
Yeah, they kind of just forget he can do all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a reset button.
Yeah, he kind of, basically,
Yeah.
Yeah, with that one, with the New 52, their last movie.
That was Iron Man.
I heard damn near everybody died or got cybernetics like Starfire.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but when I heard it, I was like, damn, so they lost that bad shit. Damn. I was like, well, how was that end? He's like, oh, Constantine tells Flash to go reset it. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's pretty depressing when you think of it.
Yeah, and I remember TikTok showing that Flash is like one of the most depressed heroes because
he's on Iron Man's timeline.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to live with seeing all that, going through all that, reset everything so that it wouldn't go that way again, but still have those memories.
Yeah, it don't go away.
Exactly. And then again, at the same time with Flashpoint, changing one thing, saving your mother, and then the whole world goes to shit. Because of it.
That's even more depressing.
And then you have to go back and stop yourself from saving your mother, and just for everything to go back to normal. That's really depressing.
My normal sucks.
Yeah.
All right, well, man, Nerdz Life, enjoyed you having on you being on the show.
Of course.
Let's go ahead and give everybody a plus so they know how to reach you, man, how to follow you on all your social media, YouTube, TikTok. And I know you work, guys, but you also be able to see it too. Catch up on it that way as well.
Yo, man, we got some breaking news.
Oh, breaking news? Hold up.
I don't know if you this is crazy. Breaking news right now, as of 9:01 Central Standard Time. DMX died.
He was telling me about that before you got here. Because I went to see the podcast and saw the last episode. DMX died, and I was like, could have sworn that was a while ago. Wait, I'm confused.
Yeah.
And then that was the joke. Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
But yeah, back to see RPD. Get together Station Dash.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about King Charles. But anyway. Where can people reach you?
Yeah, I can follow you and everything, man.
Well, I'm on YouTube, Nerdz Life, spelled Nerdz. Make sure there's a space in between two words.
It's like the shirt says.
Just like the shirt says. Yeah, just in case y'all can't see it, there you go. It's just like
future
that.
reference, my shirt might actually end up getting blurred out for copyright reasons.
Yeah, we might need to do something.
Yeah.
Kind of covered most of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much any dang near any social media, if you just search up Nerdz Life, I'm going to pop up. My logo is always going to be like a black red circle with a black NL in the middle.
On fire, though.
Yeah.
So, what are you working on? What's the newest project?
Newest project? Well, I told you about the JoJo Post challenge with Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
I was going to do the same thing with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on the PS4. Because their graphics were pretty great, and the way they'd seen everything made it look just like the anime as well. So I was going to do another pose challenge with that. So I'm going to have to go through all the cutscenes in the video game and go through all the anime.
The joys of editing.
Yeah, and match it all up on beat with the song.
That's pretty. Also, if you ever need any voice actors, I just know a couple of guys. You know, they have it on playlist. One of them's literally the prince of an entire neighborhood. I mean, I don't really have to drop any names, but I'm pretty sure they'll be willing to do it.
Well, yeah, you know you want to
Yeah.
man. Just say with it. But yeah, man. Again, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, man.
Yeah,
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Once again,
Y'all make sure y'all follow. Basically, just Google Nerdz Life.
what is he? Yeah.
Boom, everything pop up. Make sure you subscribe, like, stay tuned. My man has a lot of content, so just catch back up if you haven't caught up yet.
You will.
There's a lot there to look at. But yeah, really appreciate you having me on the show, man. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming through.
It's like because the nerd homie part of the show is like one of our favorite things to do. And so this whole episode is like a whole. We got to unload and dump all the stuff we just been keeping to little segments every week. But yeah, man, first of all, we do appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and do everything on this. We'll have all the information if you didn't catch, and just make it easy. That one quick link so you'll be able to catch up with my boy and all his stuff, everything he got going on. Again, appreciate you having me on the show.
Of course.
But we'll see you guys later on. But it's Friday, so you know what we got to do, Big Rob.
You got to avoid the bookings, beloved.
And either you going to be good
or you going to be good at.
And we out here. This is Podcast, Episode 9, Season 4. See you in the next week. Y'all be good.